by the Moorish Cultural Foundation and the Royal Nine Council. I'm Miega L. and one of the managing members, and I want to share with you that this humanitarian effort is to uplift us and bring us back home. And what we're hoping, although it's controversial, it will deal with this delicate subject in the most intelligent way, using love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. What I also would like to share with you is that the play itself is about a Moorish family. Their family is the Elves, and they're having a hard time helping others understand their community because many folk aren't aware of the Moors and that is attached to this land. When they think of Moors, they think of Spain or something of that nature. Nothing connected to North America, South and Central America. And we're hoping that this play will show us in our rare form in dealing with this answer, or dealing with the question, which the question is, who are we? The answer is, Moors. And it's hard to embrace when you're getting it from such various ways, like social media, random people, a CD that you just got and it didn't give you everything you needed to know to help you stand on that ground. And you can watch what this family goes through when they try to adjust this information, adjust their lives to this information, with everyone around them doubting it, from the government to the press, to their own family, to their friends and business associates. And you get to learn how they overcome that. So make sure that you participate in getting this out to everyone, because it will uplift humanity. First of all, did you see a controversial play?
Not one to go to play, so it's kind of hard to answer that question.
Oh, okay. He doesn't normally go, but this is in regards to play. I want to know, do you know Noble Ali? Have you ever heard that name?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
No.
Okay. Marcus Garvey is like a forerunner to Noble Ali, such as John the Baptist was for Jesus.
Okay.
And in this country, they were teaching the African American people to have independent thought and what their nationality was. Do you know about the New Deal of 1933? Okay, that's where we came off the gold standard under Roosevelt and the New Deal. So do you know anything about Moors in America?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, what about Moors?
Not very educated, huh?
Well, no, surprising, a lot of us don't know. That's why we're doing the play. What about Moors in Spain?
That I couldn't tell you about it, but I've heard about it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
May I ask you, what is your nationality?
American.
What's your mom and dad? Like their lineage?
Mom English, Dad Scottish.
Okay, great. And you're proud of that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You have to be. All should be. Do you have like a divine creed, like Christian?
Methodist.
Methodist.
Yeah.
Okay. And what can you tell me about 1490?
1492?
Yes.
That's when America was discovered.
By
Christopher Columbus.
Yes. Okay. And did you know that the people they're calling blacks, Negroes, coloreds, African American, are actually the Moors of America?
Okay. No, I've never heard it presented that way.
Okay. Oh, okay. Another way? Isn't it another way, maybe?
No.
Oh, okay.
Other than the first few names you said there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I want to thank Jim, right?
Right.
For giving us his time. He was waiting for his blessing. We had to rush in there because we don't want him to miss it. But thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. questions because we need to know if this play is going to help people understand these answers and questions. And we can tell that it's something needed, would you say?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, Jim.
Since I didn't know most of the answers. So
Okay, see? So would you see a play that's controversial like that? Maybe even contradicting history?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't see it. The only reason why I wouldn't say I would is, like I said, I'm not big on going to plays. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
you might change that, Jim.
Okay. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And thank you. So Atlanta, Clark, Morehouse, Morrisboro, right? Mm-hmm. Are you a student of the college?
Yes.
Okay, right now I'm talking with Bethany. Bethany, she stopped to answer the questions regarding Fig Tree and the potentiality of people wanting to see a play of this nature. So I have a few short questions for you, Bethany, and thank you for taking the time. First question, have you ever heard of Noble Jewelry?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
No.
Marcus Garvey? I know that Noble Jewelry said in 50 years, if you're not careful, he said this in 1913, you won't know that I've come. And I didn't think that might happen to Marcus Garvey. So that means that what you can tell me about the New Deal, you wouldn't be able to, right? Because that was in 1933, would you? The New Deal?
I'm rusty on Wednesday.
It's okay. Believe it or not, a lot of us were and still are. But we're trying to get the word out because this is what Fig Tree is about. A delicate way to address a very controversial subject matter. For instance, what is your nationality?
African.
Okay, and that's something that is a misnomer. Now, rather than to get into the science of it now because I know you're in a hurry, I'm just going to tell you, what if I said you was a Moor?
That's just black, right?
Well, okay, it was a name used before the word black. It was a name attached to royalty, to land, vast estates. It was a name that most folks think has died out, like Latin. Okay, so a few more questions. Do you know about the Moors?
I've heard of it in Othello.
Okay, all right. Do you have a divine creed? Like a spiritual affection?
Christian.
What can you tell me about the year 1492?
Yes.
Okay. And so would you, with the knowledge that you have about Columbus, did you ever come across any information that suggested that when he came here, people were already here?
Yes.
You have come across that? Okay. And did you know that the so-called blacks, niggers, and coloreds were once called Moors in 1492?
Yes.
Not in Spain, but over here.
Yes.
And tell me how you knew that.
I just figured.
Go ahead, tell me. I'm shy too, so it's okay.
I just figured so. I really put just two
As
together.
we were talking, or as we were talking? Okay, excellent. Bethany, thank you so much for taking this time out. The play is about restoring our people their illustrious history before they became slaves, because when we became slaves. So, what I wanted to know, she was saying content, which a lot of people have said, depending on the content. So if the play contradicts history, would you see it?
Wouldn't I see it? Contradict history. I would have to put a maybe on that. I'm generally, I like things to be a bit factual, but I do know that history can be spun.
Yes,
if you
it can
will,
be spun. You know
to
that.
meet the reporting it.
Right.
So I would have to kind of get a really clear view of what I was going to
Or
take
be like
forward.
something you could actually go out and research and find that it was factual. Indeed. if I was to tell you you are more, and the chances of you being shipped here may not have happened. You are already here.
That I was already here?
Your family line.
Oh, now that would be interesting. And the Moors were more northern Africa.
That is the history that they used to share. Now I've been talking to some of your younger students, and they're saying they're not really even teaching on it anymore.
Is that right?
So they just get maybe a whisper of the Moors of Spain. So you know they're not hearing anything over here. So my next question is, what do you know about the Moors in North America? Have you been hearing anything?
In North America? No.
Because the social media is exploding with it. And that's why we're using Fig Tree to introduce this controversial information and a way that can be palatable for people to digest. You know what I'm saying? Okay, even if I'm thinking it's a little shaky, I'm going to look at my own research.
Okay.
And there's tools dropped that will help in that research, so you'll be able to turn up the information a lot quicker than if you just went on a blind.
Gotcha.
Okay. And just a couple more questions and I'll let you go. What can you tell me about the year 1490?
That's when Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That's what I was trying to sing that song to the student over here, and I couldn't really remember it. Since you remembered it.
Have you ever heard of Noble Drew Ali? Have you ever heard of Noble Drew Ali?
I have not.
No? How about Marcus Garvey?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me what you can tell me. Is there anything you can tell me about the New Deal of 1933?
That was instituted by FDR in response to the Depression to include social programs and to support the country getting back on its feet.
Okay, and that was the cover story, not the understory. But you know more than most folks do. You know more than most do. And last question. Do you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes, coloreds were once called Moors in and before 1492?
Oh, not really. No, I don't think that I did that in particular class.
And I didn't either, and I was stunned when I learned, you know, because I went out and did my research, and it just like fell in on me. It was like, wow, how do you hide that? You know, so now it's coming out. It's falling in on everybody because of social media, and that's why we're doing the whole. Because I'm really appreciative that you stopped and helped. We'll be hearing about it, and I hope you will be there. And I'm going to be sending this emails to our representatives, and then we'll put packages together so that you'll always know what we're doing.
Okay.
And we'll send you the Facebook page too. It's called Fig Tree. If you do Facebook, you might find it. But everything else you know will be on Facebook and or you know.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Dixon.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. She's very well knowing. Thank you.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. You have a great day.
Bye-bye.
So as you see, some of our sisters and brothers are my age and older. They still remember certain information that was considered general, whereas you notice our younger people have no clue. So with that, I say peace and I was lucky and blessed enough to run into another student that's going to allow us to poll her. This is Marie. Thanks, Marie.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to speak as loud as we can so everybody can hear you answer our polling questions. Again, thank you. All right. Have you ever heard of Noble Drew Ali?
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
Yes, I have.
Have heard of. Now, believe it or not, some people haven't. What can you tell me about the New Deal of 1933?
I don't know too much about it.
You haven't heard of it? Have you been hearing whispers of it?
No, I have not.
No? Okay. Have you ever heard about the Moors in America?
The Moors? No, I haven't.
Okay. And have you ever heard of Moors at all? Like, what and who are Moors? Like maybe in Spain, Moors in Spain? Okay. What is your nationality?
I'm African American.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a divine creed? Like a spiritual way that you have allegiance to?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Okay, Christian. Okay. What can you tell me about the year 1492?
I don't know a lot about that year.
Okay, let's see. Do I remember the song? Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Okay, anyway, I barely remember the song, but I do remember the date. And what happened at that date. Did you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes, and colors are once called Moors?
No.
Okay, and that was around 1492, before and after, just after, we just don't know. So that is the whole, you're very honest and I appreciate that. And I just want you to go away knowing that yes, these are the Moors.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe you'll research that.
Yes.
Okay, and maybe see the play, Victory?
Yes.
All right, coming to your campus near you. Thank you, Marie. All right, so we can hear with a no-nonsense Mike who took time out of his busy schedule to answer our questions. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
All right, nice sturdy handshake. I got these few questions I want to ask, starting with, have you ever heard of Noble Giraldi?
No, I have not.
Okay. Briefly, he was one of the first to reintroduce the nationality of the so-called black, African American, colored Negro, whatever they call themselves. He was the first to return the nationality and identity back to the people.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
No, I have not heard of him either.
No, really? Okay, believe it or not, a lot of people haven't heard of Marcus Garvey, but he was a forerunner for Marcus Garvey back in the days when they were teaching the brothers and sisters how to be independent thinkers. What can you tell me about the New Deal of 1933?
You know, I've heard of it. I'm sure if you refresh my memory a little bit, I could
Well,
start
that was
talking
Roosevelt,
about it.
President Roosevelt, right?
Roosevelt.
And after the collapse of the market, I think it collapsed twice, once in 1929 and again in
1933.
in 1933. And so he brought a new deal of transacting and holding on to wealth, if you will. And he called it the New Deal. And a lot of things were introduced in that time that some of us probably woe today, but back in the day when it seemed like the solution, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
They took them off the gold standard and issued
That
in
also,
currency,
yeah.
fiat.
Okay.
Right. That was the New Deal.
And have you ever heard about the Moors of America?
I've heard of the Moors, but I've never heard of the Moors of America. I'm unfamiliar with that.
Oh, like Moors of Spain?
Yes.
And that. Okay. What and who are the Moors to your knowledge, the way they've taught it? Say school, college, or whatever.
Well, like I said, I don't remember a lot about it, but you mentioned Spain. I know that I think they have some of their beliefs. It's almost like a religious belief, in a way, a cultural belief. But other than the fact that they wear, certain headdresses and other things like that, above and beyond that from the Moors, I don't know terribly a lot about them.
Do you remember they were ran out of Spain, or they more or less battled until they left Spain? Do you remember that
No. Was it part of the? I forget who was the king of Spain at the time, but he wanted to convert everybody over to Catholicism. Yeah, he did kick out a lot of Muslims and other people that weren't of Catholic faith.
Right.
I do remember briefly. I can't quite put my name on the king though. That was.
Was that Ferdinand?
No,
Say again?
It wasn't Ferdinand.
It wasn't Ferdinand. All right. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
And may I ask you, what is your nationality?
Yes. Well, obviously, I was born here in the United States, but my grandparents, we immigrated. Well, not we, I should say, but 3 generations ago. The majority of my ancestors came from Denmark.
Oh.
And so you could effectively say I'm about 1/8 Danish. I do have some Italian in me. My last name is Anthony.
Beautiful.
Actually, that came from England. It was the name that they gave to the bastardized sons of the Roman conquerors. And so, I mean, other than that, I mean, there's a few fragments. I know that I do have some Italian, some German, some English, but for the most part, Danish.
That is just outstanding. I mean, he was all proud. See, people need to be proud of these things. That's where your heritage is. and your strength, your heritage is, and your strength is, and your strength is.
That's right.
And you see the proudness, and he named everything, and he's proud of it all. Thank you, Mike.
Not a problem.
Thank you. I just have 2 more questions
Sure.
for you, and then you're on your way back to work.
Thank you.
Thank you, too. Do you have a defined creed?
I would say I do. I call them articles of faith. I live by 13 articles of faith, and those are kind of my creed, I guess you could say. So they're not quite as condensed as one saying or anything else like that. But
Like Christianity or Catholicism?
yeah, believe it or not, you might get the only one in Atlanta, but I'm Mormon.
Oh,
So from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
All right. And what can you tell me about the year 1492?
1492, didn't Columbus sail the ocean blue?
Yeah.
So I got one of your questions about history down there. Congratulations to myself.
And you got the song right because I got it wrong.
Yeah, I got one question on the history.
And the
So.
last thing is, did you know, by chance, that those people that are being called Black, Negro, African American, and whatever new name they're getting, that they were actually the Moors? That they were called that prior to 1492?
I was not aware of that, so that's very interesting.
I
fact.
see. And we're hoping that that is what draws people to the play, for clarity, as opposed to getting it on social media and not getting the exact facts.
Yeah.
You know, and being mad about something you haven't really explored or you haven't gotten in its proper context. So thank you very much again, Mike.
Not a problem.
I really appreciate your honesty. So you see, there's a reason to be proud of who you are and to be proud of every aspect of you. Even if you think you're mixed, you should know and be proud. Now we're going to go see who else we can vote. Look what I have found. This intelligent brother, Malcolm, answer our questions. Okay, Malcolm, do you touch your hand? Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too, and thank you for your time. Few questions. First, have you ever heard of Noble Drew Ali?
No, I have not.
Just for the record, a little something about him is he was one of the first people to come to these shores and tell our people who we were, what our true nationality was. It was hidden, and he came and told us who we were. And I'll tell you in a moment. Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
Yes.
Good. He's heard of Marcus Garvey. Why? Because Marcus Garvey was one of those people who were teaching our people to be independent in the mind, right? And he was also a forerunner for Noble Drew Ali, like John the Baptist for Jesus, preparing the way. What can you tell me about the New Deal of 1933?
I'm not sure if I can recall what happened in the New Deal of 1993.
But you've heard of it?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Just briefly, that's when Roosevelt took us off the gold standard and came up with another way to finance things. And a lot of things came into play that helped them to continue to do finance without the backing of the gold. And credit, was it the nationality cards came? Then he started using credit cards and nationality cards and various things we didn't use prior to that now if you don't have them or your life is ruined or you could be going to jail and your life is ruined, either way. It was a good thing then, it doesn't seem to be paying off now. But some research on that would explain what we're doing now. 1933. Have you ever heard about Moors of America?
No, I have not.
Really? Okay, but what about the Moors in Spain?
No, I have not.
They don't teach that on the campus anymore? Okay, that's like basic Black history. Wasn't it for you? It was for me. But I'm hearing more and more that they're saying they're not really even teaching the history that they once glorified of the Moors in Spain, or how they got ran out of Spain under the Crusades. Okay. What and who? Well, this question is kind of new. I was going to ask you what and who are Moors in your understanding, but are you familiar with that name at all, Moors?
As far as just Morehouse, that's it.
Okay, that's enough for me because that's also where that name derived from, Moor. Don't we have Morris Brown over here too? Another Moor. Yeah, and it gets even thicker. What is your nationality?
I would like to say Black.
Okay, and that's fine because all of us were saying one of those at one time or another. understood myself. I was saying Black Indian until I learned that we are the Moors. And that's been hidden. And we're hoping that Fig Tree will reintroduce this truth to our people so they can understand how magnanimous they are and reattach us to the land. Because I've asked you, Moors of America. Those Moors are the true heirs of this land. So, do you have a divine creed?
Do I have a divine creed? I'm not too sure at this point in my life.
How do you feel about Islam or Christianity or Buddhism? Anything like that you embrace?
Well, I mean,
Jury's still out on
I
it?
like to call myself a believer in God.
Okay, that's acceptable. Same thing, good answer. I'm kidding. No, so light the moment. Light the moment. Okay, what can you tell me about the year 1492?
I feel like I should know these answers, but I don't know what happened.
And 1492, Christopher sailed the ocean blue. Columbus.
When America was discovered?
Right, so-called discovered. But we were already here, and this is what a lot of people don't know. They're thinking that this place came into existence when Columbus came here and found people in teepees. And that's not true. These people were here ruling the 7 seas.
Right. And a lot of people also say that the history started in 1555 and we were brought here on slave ships. But how could Christopher Columbus in 1492 see Asiatics? So it's contrary. So if the people know these things, they have to rewrite the history books or burn the history books.
So
This is what they're not teaching.
Asiatic,
Absolutely.
when he said Asiatic, he's talking about people that call themselves black, colored, Ethiopian, African American, and all that. He's talking about us. That's the proper term for speaking of our people, Asiatic. And that's what he was saying. How could they be here if we weren't supposed to be here yet? So that's a hole in their story.
Did you know that this land also was called a Mexum?
No.
Prior to 1776, when the Europeans got the independence from our forefathers to settle on our portion of land. It was called a Mexum.
Mexum?
A Mexum.
Yes. And some people don't pronounce the X, so you may hear a meh.
A Mehem. Right. Exactly. Which is Moorish Latin.
Oh well, Hebrew, believe it or not, came out of forms of Latin, which was a language they say is dead. And I guess so because the people that should be speaking it doesn't know that that's their language and they're not utilizing it. And then themselves call themselves black. Black according to science means dead. So you're dead. And you're dead to your language, your culture, your God, the way you worship everything. You're dead. Well, only to us. Because as we all know, Latin is well alive in science, and medical, in the medical terminology, Latin is in that. In the courts use it, law.
That's right.
They use a lot of Latin in law. And just, you know, as a novice kind of thing, well, I like certain types of movies where there's spells in them. And it's Latin. So it's not dead to everybody else but us. We're the only ones that don't know it's our tongue that was taken away prior to slavery.
That's right.
So I really appreciate you taking the time out. And one thing I did want to say is, did you know that the so-called blacks, Negro in color, were once called Moors before and in and around 1492? We had no knowledge, right, prior to our conversation. And that's why the play is needed, because that truth is coming out, but we need it to come out a certain way so as we don't disrupt what's going on here. You know, on social media, people are alarmed finding out this information, and they become angry. And we don't want them tearing up anything because you just discovered this great truth. We want to find a way to capitalize on it and to reunite ourselves and redevelop ourselves. So when that play comes, Malcolm, we're going to be looking for you to help us spread that word and participate. And did you give me your phone number?
Put it down.
Yes, because you may want to.
I do.
And you may know other family members, Asiatics, who may want to. My pen, please. So, while we get Malcolm's phone number, we're going to take a small break and we're going to come back and see who else will poll with us. Thank you. you a couple of questions and answer at will. But speak loud enough for the camera here.
Okay.
All right. First question. Have you ever heard of Noble Drew Ali?
No.
Okay. Not surprising because that information is not readily shared anymore. In fact, it's out of the history books. And so you have to do some really extensive research to find out who Noble Drew Ali was. Noble Drew Ali, just a quick reference, was one of the first persons to introduce to our people their true nationality. Now, I know you've heard of Marcus Garvey.
Yes.
Because he was the one that helped us to go back to that independent mind. Right. But here's a trick question. What do you know about the New Deal, 1933?
Nothing.
And that's okay too, because a lot of us weren't aware that in 1933, many things took place that we're dealing with right today and probably grabbing our heads like, why? Like coming off the gold standard. That hurt our money. And going on the credit cards. Various things. The key word here is 1933, the New Deal. Research it, you'll be stunned what you find. Have you ever heard about the Moors of America?
Yes.
You have? Great. Tell me a little what you know.
I do know that they were the black people who I guess taught the Caucasians how to care for themselves, eat, like I guess clean food. They taught them how to clean, cook, dress.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, totally civilized them.
Yes.
And most of our nations today. What and who are Moors?
I don't know exactly, but I do know that they were people of color.
Indeed. And are they teaching that?
No, I learned that in I don't know the name of the class. I forgot the class. I had it two semesters ago, but it was taught by Georgianne Thomas. She's a humanities teacher.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Someone not
Dr.
afraid.
Georgianne Thomas.
Yes, get that doctor in there. She earned it. She's teaching about the Moors.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, what is your nationality?
Now, specifically where my roots begin, I don't know, but I guess by American standard, I'm African American.
I like the way you put that. By American standards, she's African American. And do you have a divine creed? I would say maybe Islam or
Honestly, I'm not religious.
you're still out.
Yeah.
But I guess
I'm spiritual.
yeah, that's the word. That's the word. What can you tell me about the year 1492?
Supposedly found America.
She knows her history there. I mean, she's getting what she can out of it. She's answering these questions very well. Yes, that's true. And did you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes, and colors were once called Moors in and around 1942 or not 1492?
I don't think I knew that. I'm an English major, so we've been reading a lot or whatever. And what I've read, it never said that they were called Moors. We read a letter that Columbus wrote back to Spain explaining them, and he called them. It's not the exact phrase, but it's like people of no number or something like that.
And also,
But he never called them. Yeah, he never called them Moors.
Yeah, actually, they were. Yeah, actually, they were. That letter sent back was not to Spain; it was to Morocco.
Oh.
This is the Empire of Morocco. That's the kingdom.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
In 1956, they got our flag, which is the cherry tree flag. Oh, glory!
Oh, okay.
That was our flag going down. Yeah.
So I'm learning some more.
In fact, this is the kind of information we're hoping to introduce by way of this play. Because this information is coming out on social media in such a way that some people are becoming agitated to have this information suppressed. And we don't want them to explode and go in the wrong direction with this knowledge and information. We want to use it in a way that brings us whole and lifts us back to our rightful place among all the other nations, knowing our nationality. So I'm saying your nationality is a Moor. Yes, tell my family, we must understand how important it is for us to understand who we are so that we can treat each other better and share this kind of love with each other again. Thanks again.
No problem.
All right, now we're going to stop so we can do some more polling, and then I'm going to get back with you right after that here. And I have with me Dennis. Nice, Dennis. And thank you. I like that hand pressing. I just have a few questions, and we're going to get started. Okay, have you ever heard of Noble Allah?
No, I have not, honestly.
He was a very well-loved man back in the early 20s and the teens. And he was essential to the African American because they was able to get the real identity that they had. How about Marcus Garvey?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Garvey was one of those activists who was teaching the so-called African Americans how to be having an independent mind. And he was also the forerunner to Noble Ali, like John the Baptist was to Jesus. Have you ever heard, or what do you know about the New Deal in 1933?
1933. To be honest with you, I just heard of it, but nothing in particular. Like I have not, got into it to get to know it better.
Just a little bit of history. It came down through the President Roosevelt, and he was also in that era when we came off the gold standard, to name a few things that happened in 1933 that is key to where we are today. Have you ever heard about the Moors of America?
The Moors of America, yes. I've studied them, I want to say 10th grade.
Really?
10th grade on US, no, I'm sorry. Yes, exactly. It was in world history.
How about that, my people? Somewhere where they're teaching the truth about the Moors. And you understand we're talking about the Moors in America.
Yes, America.
Okay, excellent, excellent, Dennis. Okay, because most folks are aware of Moors in Spain, but they're not aware of the Moors. So that is just excellent that you know that. And I was going to ask you what you know about those Moors. Do you remember anything about them?
Nothing in particular.
Mind if I ask you, what is your nationality?
I am Bulgarian
Oh, Bulgarian.
from Eastern Europe.
All right. And proud, I'm sure.
Of course.
Of course. And what about your divine creed?
My what?
Divine creed. Like, are you more Christian or Buddhist?
Well, I'm Christian, but it's not like Christian in America. It's Eastern Orthodox Christian.
Okay. Is it kind of like Catholicism?
Not exactly. Not exactly.
Kind of close to the teaching.
Yeah, kind of close.
Okay. And what can you tell me about the year 1492?
Uh-oh. 1492.
When Columbus discovered America. So-called Columbus discovered
Okay.
America.
Yeah,
All right.
Columbus, South LCU.
Okay, yes.
1492. Some song they had to sing, right?
All right.
All right. And I wanted to ask you, did you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes, colors, Afro-Americans are the Moors? And were the Moors prior to and after and during 1492 when Columbus came here?
So, what was the question again?
Were you aware that the people they're calling Negro, Black, and Colored today are those Moors of America?
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, they can be Moors. They can be Moors.
All right. Now this is coming from someone who's had history on the Moors in America. And he's from Bulgaria. Now tell me, were you born here?
No.
Ah.
I came here 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago.
Oh, so he has not been jaded. Thank you, Dennis, for sharing and being open about and honest about what you know. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Oh, can I ask you something? What do you do for a living?
For living, right now I'm working as a valet.
Okay, everyday folk. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.
I have one more for you. And I hope I get your name right. Come stand by me. Uriah. Uriah, I did it. All right, and Uriah is the meaning of God, the Lord is my life. Yes. And I love that. Thank you, you're right.
Thank you.
All right, for your time. Quickly, have you ever heard of Noble Juwali?
Actually, I have.
Okay, did you hear as I was explaining to him that Noble Juwali was essential to returning the true identity back to the people that we call Negro Black people? Okay, you might not know that. But what about Moabitess?
No.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, it seems familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. He was the one that returned us to an independent thinking mindset, the so-called African American. And he was the forerunner for Noble Juwali, as in Jesus, Black
Okay.
the way.
Gotcha.
What do you know, or what can you tell me about the year 1933?
I don't remember anything.
From there? Okay, just a little something for you to check back because the audience is well aware because I've said it so many times. But what that is an era of time when we came off the gold standard under the President Roosevelt, which came up with the New Deal. Gave us credit cards, national cards, and all kind of cards that we have had now in order to stay unjammed, if you will. But that was important to them back then. But it's another story today. Have you ever heard about Moors of America? How about Spain?
Not exactly.
Okay, that's general. You know, they usually. I'm finding out they don't speak about it as much. What and who are Moors to you? Do you know anything about any of them? No problem. Can I ask what your nationality is?
I'm Haitian.
Oh, okay. Still a Moor. That's all our territory. You'll find out with the play. That's some of the things we're going to be addressing. What about your divine creed? I bet I know, but I'm going to let you tell our.
I'm Christian.
And what can you tell me about the year 1492?
I can't tell you anything.
There's a little nursery rhyme we learned in school. You remember about that?
Okay, yeah, Christopher. Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
Came and discovered them.
So you say. All right. And last question. Did you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes, colors, African American are the Moors?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
Before and after 1492.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, we are what our foreparents are, without doubt or contradiction. And I want to say thank you so much for taking this time out to let me call you. And so you see, my brothers and sisters, this is what our play is going to be about. To help us answer these questions just a little bit more thoroughly. How about that? And you're with me now at 5 Points. This is where the hub of Atlanta, downtown. And I ran into someone that's going to help us with our polling. This is Robert. May I ask what your nationality is?
I'm Muslim.
Okay, indulge me a little bit, like maybe your mom and your dad, or were they born here? Or?
Well, yes, they were born here. Muslim is Muslim by nature, born Muslim. You know, Muslim is just one that submits to the will of God. As you know, when children are born, they are in total submission and honesty and sincerity to the will of God. And it's the environment that changes us and that takes us out of that form. So whether they were born here or somewhere else, they were born Muslims.
Okay.
You know, again, they
Can't argue that. Okay, and why they're important to this whole matter of our brothers and sisters uniting and for the good of humanity. Starting with Minister Paul. Minister Paul, you're not from America, right? What's your nationality?
I'm a British.
Oh, British. Did you get that? British. Okay, and he's here in America.
I'm a British born in Nigeria.
Oh, he was born in Nigeria. Okay. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever heard of Noble Juwali? Have you ever heard of Noble Juwali? No. You brothers ever heard of Noble Juwali?
We're very aware of Noble Juwali.
Very aware. Thank you. And, of course, Marcus Garvey, right? Marcus Garvey? Are we aware of Marcus Garvey?
Of course.
Because actually a lot of people are not. I was just coming from the college campus, and quite a few people weren't aware of Marcus Garvey. All right, now, what can you tell me about 1933? Are you aware
Alright.
Are you familiar?
What is it that you're trying to...
Well, it's a real simple question. The New Deal of 1933 was when Roosevelt took us off of the gold standard. And that changed the way we're doing business today. All right, and that's...
Anyway, I read about that.
Okay. And so you're aware that the dollar is no longer backed by gold. A demonstration, which is called the New Deal. Slow down. Let me ask you. You're saying that you know something of the Moors. What about the Moors in North America? Were you the Moors in Spain, or were you considered the Moors in North America? Do you know anything about the Moors in North
Go on and answer the question the way you feel.
We feel?
Give us your portion of understanding on how you see it.
Honesty and openness. It helps the family. I mean, even if you deny it, this you deny the family. And you need to know that the play is about it.
It's a whole nother level, sis. It's a whole nother level. Because as far as us, we dealing with revelations of the Moabitess.
You still the Moabian Moors? Because I remember y'all being called Moors.
And Nubian Moors. We have tapes on it.
Yeah, and we have people
from Dr. Malachi Z. York.
See, our level is a when we dealing with revelation of the Moabitess, we trying to come with actual facts. Follow? And when you deal with actual facts, we're dealing with a representation that's dealing with.
Can we get a good look at that picture there? On what you mean by actual facts?
Yeah.
Kinetic kiss?
Genetic kiss.
Okay. The reason why I was asking to get a good look at it because I know that a few years ago, I'm 46, and I followed Dr. York when it was the Ansar. When it was the Ansar community, the Hebrew Israelites, the Moabitess Moors. I mean, this is not up for a discussion or debate, but we're just trying to get the history of fig tree out so everybody be on the same page on what we're talking about as our people as a whole. So, you know.
But when I read about it, but I don't actually know much.
Hey, my brother.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, what about well, I know that you have your nationality.
Actually, I didn't want to do it, but you know, now you're stepping on my toes,
Now,
man.
what have you
Once apologize, brother.
I got you. I mean, 'cause you could have took it right over there and then put the person on the interview. You feel me?
Okay, this is 2012. Now, like I was telling my friend, let us put things behind us. This is a new era. Okay? Like I told you, if I'm walking in the streets now, nobody knows who I am. And they probably be thinking I'm American. Or I'm from the island.
Right.
Okay? Now, I'm not. I'm a Nigerian, British. Okay? Now, what actually interests me is that, you see, I'm trying to give you my time. Okay, this is a Muslim something. Okay? Now, we cannot put them away or for them to put us away because they are Muslim and then we are, you know, Christian.
Oh, that's your divine thing?
Yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah. That's why I'm a minister. Okay? I have my own ministry. Okay? Now, what I'm trying to say here is that as we are talking, all of us, no matter where you come from, black is black.
I got another question for you since you said that. Okay, did you know that the so-called blacks, Negroes and coloreds, African Americans, were once known as Moors before and after 1492? That's why I asked you about 1492.
Okay, go ahead. Cowboy.
Yeah, see, in 1942 when Christopher Columbus came here, he said there were copper-colored people. Those copper-colored people were known on the books as Moors. And that's been the struggle of our people all around, from one difference to another. Well, I'm not Islamic, I'm not Christian, I'm black, I'm African American, I'm Moabitess, I'm whatever they want to be. Keep us from our differences. That's what the play is about. How do we bring it all together and make it whole? And that's what the play intends to do. And I appreciate you strong. In fact, show a little bit about what you do, because to show you just how much we're on the same page.
Like I said, your religion does not take you away from who you are.
That's right.
Okay? This is one thing I'm saying. Because when you do this, you are killing your religion. I'm telling you the truth. Give yourself to people. People respect your religion. He wants your attention.
We do. Yeah, we are black. To talk to you. They respect you.
Who talking to me and him? Because I ain't say nothing. I have not said anything since I've been over here.
That's right. No hostility on this.
I didn't say nothing. I was quiet all this time.
But would you share? Come a little closer and see how close we're on the same page.
Because it is stupid of the so-called black who try to separate themselves. I am not from America. I am not from British or Britain. I am not from Africa. I have seen a lot of people who said, oh, I'm not African. You understand? If you are not African, who are you?
Well, I'm a Moor. And I know that
Where is the Moor? Where is the Moor from?
I know that Africa is here and there.
Yeah, where is the Moor? Where is the Moor from?
Africa in its many forms.
Where is that Moor? Where are they from? Black is black.
Moors are from here.
Yeah.
The Moors I'm talking about are from here.
Yeah, the Moor, there is no black here that say they are Moor. Whoever said he's Moor, or like I see some people said, well, I'm not African, I'm American Indian. Okay? All those are stupid. It's silly to say that a black man is from Africa, no other place.
I think maybe why they say that is because Africa being a nation does not isolate exactly your national
This is why I'm giving you my time. Okay? Now, Africa is, as you said, it's a continent of many nations. Okay? Why is it so? It's the white man that makes it to be so. Because they stole all.
I don't know, there's some Africans in there that participated in slavery.
I'm telling you this now, on the camera. They came to us and stole all our resources.
Oh, we gave it away.
Yeah. Okay? They stole our resources. They make them poor. Over there, they took all their things without putting something back into it. You cannot go into a well and keep on taking water there, and there is nothing filling it, and it's going to dry up. And that's what is wrong with Africa today.
And not just Africa. We're about to wrap this up. But before we do, I want to say this. Not only is Africa hurting, this is Africa too, and we're hurting over here as much, if not more, because we have access to everything and yet nothing. But I want to thank you. And now here I am in Woodruff Parks, one of some of our finest minds. Why I say that? They're all playing chess now. So we're really working on an interesting polling. I was stunned there's a lot of information that is not available for us to readily understand the war. And even on our college campus, we were able to find people who aren't aware of certain history that has now kind of seemed blotted out. My experience was talking to all of my brothers and sisters, and even the European brothers and sisters. I know some folks find that controversial to call Europeans our brothers and sisters. But the history goes deeper than that, family. And as you can see, we have our job cut out for us when we are talking to each other, because in a minute, a heated debate can be sparked just from not agreeing and not knowing how to agree to disagree. And as you also saw, most of us are saying the same thing. And it's just that we have to be able to bring it together so that we can save ourselves. And we're hoping victory is going to be essential in that. Maybe we'll get somebody here that'll let us hold. I found someone here in Woodland Park. People here in Woodland Park are camera shy. Wonder why? Please do not Mr. Cook. He said he was going to help us with our poll. Great, strong hand press. Okay, here's my question. Do you know, or what do you know about Noble?
I have no idea what Noble.
That's what a whole lot of us think, and that's what the play is about.
Okay.
Noble Dwali, just for yourself, was one of the first people to come here and talk about my goddamn size.
Okay.
And we actually had a very illustrious history.
Okay.
Now, of course you know about Marcus Garvey, right?
Yes. It's the very little.
But you know he was one of the people who was bringing us back to independence. Right. And Marcus Garvey was the first one for Noble Dwali, kind of like John the Baptist for Jesus. Okay? Now, so tell me now, this is a hard, maybe even a trick question. What do you know about the New Deal in 1933?
No, I have no inkling of what that may be.
And I'm sure that's the way they like to keep us
I
all
have no
dumbed down.
idea what that may be.
You don't know. But I can share a little with you that in 1933, that's when we came off the gold standard under President Roosevelt, and they called it the New Deal. New Deal for transactions. It's on the gold standard. It's revitalized. All right, and now, have you ever heard about the Moors of America? That's all. Have you heard about the ones this way? Okay. Now, because you don't have not heard of them, I'm going to skip over that. But here's what I want to ask you. What is your nationality?
My name is Nick. I'm American Negro.
Okay. And what is your divine creed?
My divine creed is
Jury still out on it?
I have no idea.
Just spiritual.
Spiritually believe in Jesus.
Okay, that's good. What can you tell me about 1492?
I have no idea.
A lot of folks don't remember. We don't talk about much, but we still know when we hear about Christopher Columbus was up, right?
Yeah, he discovered America, and that's not really true.
Okay, thank you. And that was said to be done in 1492. Now, here's something that might study a little bit. Did you know that they call themselves black, colored, African American, or the Moors? That's what we
I really didn't know that.
That's what the play is about.
You have astounded me. You have astounded me. I didn't know that.
Yes, my brother. Actually, the war. The fact is called it like that. Or the fact of country. That's why we do the play, because it's about race people necessarily by social media. That's Joe.
You put it in light. You put it in light.
Okay? Everyone's inviting everybody to do the play.
I appreciate y'all for your night.
Kennedy Cook. Ooh, what a
Make sure you stay in touch with me. However it come, if I be into the play or whatever.
All day long to help us in getting out the word and victory and the value of this play. First question I would like to ask, do you or what do you know about Noble Dwali?
Nothing other than what's on the internet, which I don't really believe.
But other than that, he was a Muslim, and that's it.
Okay. Small correction. He was a Muslim. He went to great pains to make that known. So that's why I wanted to put that there. And to mention that he was one of the first people to return our identity to us. And many people were afraid to utter that nationality in this land. And he was that first person to do that. Now tell me, I know you know about Marcus Garvey.
Believe it or not, very, very little.
But you've heard the name.
Yes.
And that's good too, because Marcus Garvey was the forerunner for Noble Drew Ali, sort of like John the Baptist for Jesus, preparing the way, kind of. Now, here's what some people are calling a trick question. What can you tell me about the New Deal in 1933?
New Deal, 1933.
Yeah.
Wow. That goes back to what, 8th grade?
I'm not going to tell you where I was.
Man, very little. Nothing, to tell you the truth. Other than, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt. And something he done. But as for the specifics of the New Deal, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I really appreciate your honesty. And to tell you the truth, a lot of folks aren't even able to say that much. Something that's key, he took us off the gold standard. He devalued our dollar. And not only that, brought into existence all of these contracts that we are now saddled with, like the Social Security card and driver's license and things before that wasn't against the law not to have prior.
Can I correct myself? It was, I think that was Woodrow Wilson. Am I correct?
Would be correct.
At 33?
1933. Well, George Wilson was going out and Roosevelt was coming in.
Oh, okay. I see. I was about to say, how's that? Okay, I get it. All right. So you educated me a little bit there because he was on his way out while Roosevelt was in.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, have you heard about the Moors of America?
Other than name what they stand for or what their goals are, their mission statement, nothing.
Okay.
I mean,
you've heard of they're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So, do you know anyone in particular as a Moor? Like Moor Science, Wabi Moors, Washington Moors, anything specific?
No, it's a couple of brothers over in the park that profess the Moor Sciences, and they spoke a little bit, but nothing in depth. So,
okay,
I can go point them out, but other than that, nothing.
Okay, and I appreciate.
Do you know where Moor Science Temple of America in Atlanta is?
No idea.
Okay.
May I ask what your nationality is?
Definitely not American.
That's kind of a trick question too.
Yeah. As of now, I don't have one. I don't have a nationality.
I'll accept that. I will accept that. Why? Because until you get the fullness of what's going on, that answer could actually detract from what you're trying to present yourself as. And it's part of the reason for the play. Also, what can you tell me about the year 1492?
That's when supposedly Columbus set sail and discovered America.
Wow. Would you believe a lot of people are not aware of that? I mean, we got a lot of folks that know, but I was surprised to find out a lot of people that did not know.
Yeah, man.
Because the history is just not that fluent. You can't find it like we used to.
Right.
One last question. Did you know, my brother Rodney, did you know the people that we're calling Negro, Black, Colored, Ethiopian, African American are actually the Moors? And this was prior to and after 1492, before Columbus even came.
I can follow that logic. You know what I'm saying? I will have to, do a real depth research or question someone who's very, very studied on that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 10,000 people claiming 10,000 nationalities. You know what I'm saying? We're this, we're that, we're this, and we're that. But no one is really presenting any
straight facts.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With no doubt. They're presenting facts, but it's facts with doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still up for real debate on just who the hell we are.
I love that. I mean, that's a way to close out because that's what Victory is going to attempt to do. Bring you facts and clarity. Thank you, Rodney. You were the realist.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, family.
All right, peace. And so, family, there you have it. From the time the sun was up until the sun came down on what our family is feeling and thinking out here. And I believe they all feel like we feel.